Hello, I'm Geoffrey. I'm an architect. I came here in the early 60s to get my diploma at the Oxford School of Architecture, and we're here today to discuss the development of Diamond Place, also known as Diamond Place and Ewert Place. Both these sites, one behind me here and one in front of me over there, much bigger than most people understand and perceive as Diamond Place. There are two sites, one development. Two sites and two owners. Diamond Place and the Ferry Pool Centre car park are owned by the City Council, and Ewert Place and its car park are owned by the university. Both the owners wish now to develop the site, and I'm here today just to explain a little bit about what's about to happen on behalf of the Neighbourhood Forum, Summertown and St Margaret's Neighbourhood Forum, who are working on behalf of the community to ensure that what's in the neighbourhood plan will actually be carried out. Okay, I'm now standing with Sam McKee here in the centre of Diamond Place car park, potentially in a very dangerous spot, I have to say. It's a very busy part of Summertown, which has seen a great deal of change since I've came to live here in the 60s, and this development will be probably one of the biggest changes in the whole of Summertown, and it will be a great opportunity for us all to get involved and to ensure that it becomes a place that we're all proud of and pleased to live in. A place that's safe and green and biodiverse, trees, a place for children and families, a place for people to walk and cycle through safely, and a place to communicate between all the streets of Summertown and the residents of Summertown and their children who attend Charwell School and pass through this car park on their way to their lessons. So here we are in Diamond Place. And why is it called Diamond Place? Well, this was a place where in the early 18th century a coaching inn was built nearby on the Banbury Road, when it was far from what it is today, a mere track from the centre of the city, and people could stay over in the coaching inn, and now all that remains of that memory is the Diamond Cottage. In fact, there are 2 or 3 cottages there, and you can see them beyond the swimming pool, and they're entered off the Banbury Road. So this is an interesting memory of this particular place of Oxford. So as I say, this Summertown itself has seen a huge amount of change, particularly in the everyday experience in people's lives. I remember, for example, a fishmonger, a haberdashery, a small butcher, small grocer, and so on. Everything was small and locally owned. This now represents probably the biggest change that Summertown will see. Potential of 160 houses in place of nearly 200 cars, although a good deal of those will be retained for the commercial viability of Summertown Centre. I've moved over now to the east corner of the Diamond Place car park, and I'm standing in front of Ewert House, an examination school built by the university under Mr. Lancaster, their architect, and now this is going to be demolished and replaced by postgraduate housing. This is a good thing. The university do need to provide really good accommodation in a very competitive educational market. International universities are vying for the fees, of course, of students throughout the world, and our leading university does need to be part of that and provide really good accommodation. So this is the aim of the university, who also own the car park in front of me here. So this part of the site, which is about to be demolished, will be replaced by the postgraduate housing, who will bring their families here too and participate in the community, which provides huge, fantastic facilities here. We are very fortunate in Summertown in having a fantastic bus service, terrific shops, good doctors, whose surgeries will eventually be replaced by a new health centre on the site, and a wonderful community centre run by volunteers who came here in the late 1950s, and the new Noah Centre was built. This will be replaced with a new facility which will continue to provide very welcome and highly regarded service to the local community. So this is a very important part of the site. The university and the City Council working together to provide us with a really good place, a place that will be not only economically viable for the council and the university, but also a worthwhile place to live, enjoying the local facilities that Summertown provides. I've moved now to the centre of the site, which appropriately is occupied by the North Oxford Association, locally known as NOAH, Occupy. This building will be replaced by a building which will be larger, more commodious, more contemporary in feel, but will remain in the heart of the development, which we hope will also incorporate a public green space, which you might call a village green, which will focus attention on the community and its activities. The community, as I said, will be mainly for residential, to satisfy the local plan. We think there will be somewhere in the region of 160, 170 dwellings, half of which will be for market sale, and the other half will be for social housing. We hope to incorporate some accommodation for the elderly. This is not actually set out in the plan, but it's something that we will press for. The plan, importantly, will also incorporate a modern health centre. The local doctors are rather anxious to move from their premises, which are really out of date, not entirely fit for modern purposes, and so the community and the medical profession are working together to provide the funds and to ensure that a modern facility is provided on this site. This is something that is stated in the plan, and we want to ensure that that's actually carried out. So we have a good deal of residence and housing for local people and for incomers, of course, who want to buy in the market in this very pleasant place to live. But we also, as I say, have a development for university postgraduate students who will be accommodated in Ewert Place, where I'm facing now. Now, what will this place look like? Well, very different to the place that you see now. So we'll be seeing a place which is now a place for cars and a place for living. It would be a place with streets, with front doors, active frontages, and a place with trees, a place where the buildings will be well built to at least and hopefully beyond current standards, giving very high levels of insulation, therefore low energy costs, which of course is currently of great concern to us all. I can give you an example of a council development in Norwich, in Goldsmith Street, where the tenants, and it's an entirely rental development owned by the Norwich City Council, where the tenants' heating bills are merely £150 a year, which may stagger you all, but this is the kind of thing that we should be aiming for here in Diamond Place. So it'll be a place where there will be nature, many trees. Priority will be very low for motor cars. The priority will be for walking and for cycling. I'm now standing in the Ferry Pool Centre car park, which is accessed from Marston Ferry Road. Marston Ferry Road came here in the 60s and opened up the connection to Headington and the connection to North Oxford, and a great asset that has proved. Behind me here you can see a very nice, very pleasant green backdrop, which we want to continue in the new development. In the background you can probably hear the sound of mowers, reminding us of England's green and pleasant land, which we want to bring to the centre of our new development here. I'm also standing very close to the cycle route, which takes us through Summertown Centre into the Charwell School. This has been made by the cycling group in Oxford, a diagonal cut through the car park. Not ideal, but at least it's an identified route for cycling into Marston Ferry Road, particularly to Charwell School. We'll say a little bit more about that as we progress through the site. Behind me is the Ferry Centre Leisure Centre, which provides a swimming pool, a gymnasium, a sports hall. This will be retained in the development, possibly upgraded. It provides a wonderful facility for local residents as well as city-wide development residents, and for people coming into the city. So it's a very well used and very popular and a terrific asset for our local community. Behind me here is a development by the university for for Wadham College. It is a walled development and not entirely the sort of thing that we want to see in the new development, which we hope will be a much more integrated scheme within the local authority housing scheme. So we are hopeful of talking to the university and continuing to talk with the local council to ensure that both sites are developed as one and as an integrated whole. So I think that what we're working towards is a holistic integrated development, and we are working with the City Council and the university, both of which have been very good and very helpful in inviting us into conversations with how the development will progress. So it is our deep wish that this is seen as a community in its own right, as well as being part of the wider community. So working together as one, the community and the university, we hope will achieve these objectives. I'm now standing at the entrance to the lane, which is the only access from the car park for cyclists and pedestrians heading to Charwell School. This is far from satisfactory. I would say very unsatisfactory as a safe route for anyone, let alone school children. So we are hopeful that something can be done to improve this route, so we will be talking to the City Council and of course the adjacent landowners, Summerfield School and the Oxford Bowling Club. June the 26th is the day when the Neighbourhood Forum, Summertown and St Margaret's Neighbourhood Forum, are arranging a stall in the Summertown shopping centre outside the co-op with photographs and suggestions for the development itself. We hope that you'll all come along and ask questions and engage in the debate. It's really important that everyone is involved. We can't do this on our own, and we are, as I say, engaging with the university and the Oxford City Council, who've been very generous with their time and helping us to ensure that Diamond Place is the place that the local community will be proud of. And it's very important that we all work together, the owners and other stakeholders and residents, to make this place a truly holistic development, which is well integrated and bringing the people together that live here, the postgraduate students, the elderly, new people buying into the community, and local residents on the housing list. So this is really a great opportunity to demonstrate that we can actually build a well integrated, holistic development with safe streets that are walkable and cyclable, and provide a safe community which is well built, high quality, and dare I say beautiful, which we can all be very, very proud of. We are hoping, as I say, to retain this terrific facility on the doorstep of residents. Future residents, can you imagine having a swimming pool on their doorstep? A terrific facility. And the local community will continue to be able to use its newly built, newly emerging Noah Centre for their meetings, for their plays and their activities, which have long been a central part of the local community. So do come along on June the 26th, ask your questions, ask as many difficult ones as you can, because only by doing that will we get the development that this site truly deserves. I'm now in Ferrypool Road, which is used by people chiefly coming to use the Ferry Leisure Centre, and quite understandably they wouldn't appreciate that this is part of the Diamond Place site and the Diamond Place redevelopment scheme. So it's important that people are aware that the site extends to this part of Summertown. Now it's important because it also offers a connection, part of a network of streets that we hope will form part of the development itself. It's also worth noting that it's a very tree-lined street, which is very attractive indeed. As you can see, this street has got very nice trees, a very important part of any residential development, and particularly important over the last year when many of us have come to appreciate nature and the important part she plays in our lives. The less good thing about the street is that there are no front doors on the street, and therefore it is rather dead. This is something that should not be part of any development. Any housing development should have front doors and therefore active and therefore safe streets. The Neighbourhood Forum believes that it is possible, with consultation and the help of the local community, all the residents in the area, to come together with the main stakeholders and the owners of the site to make a plan which demonstrates that the forum and the residents have credibility in putting together a vision for what it believes to be a proper place which incorporates all that's in the neighbourhood plan and more to meet the aspirations for the 21st century in a good quality development which fulfills all the aspirations of people today for a carbon-free, biodiverse, caring community. So do come along on the 26th of June to participate in a day of communication and share with us your views and your wishes and your vision for a very important place, Diamond Place, in the heart of Summertown.